All right, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of my contest entry. I started off with cutting the windows off the plastic sprues, and I gave them a light coat of primer, which I use a regular Napa primer, gray primer. And once I'm done, once this dries, then I'll dry brush them with white. The next step in the directions is I'm going to start bracing the walls. And the pink sections here shows where you have to put the bracing. So I'm using 1/8 inch square bracing. So when you come back, you'll see the walls all braced up. Okay, so the next step is going to be bracing the walls. If you notice here on the directions, again, as I stated previously, these are the bracing pieces. They're 1/8 square, and the pink parts represent where you're going to put your bracing. So if you look at, here's your wall here, it's going to require 3 pieces. So it's really simple how to do that. So I'm just going to mark it, and then my chopper. And then put another one there. And then another one on the end. So the glue I'm going to use is weld bond glue. You want to make sure the piece is flush on the end as the directions show. Okay, and that's it. And what's a good thing you want to do after you put your bracing on is you take a weight like such, just rest it on there, and that's it. So when you come back, when we come back, I'll have all the pieces braced, and then we'll stain. Okay, so the next step is going to be staining the wood. I like to stain the wood before I do any type of paint work. You can see the bracing is all done. The glue is still setting up, but at this point I'm going to stain the wood so I have time for it to dry and hopefully get some paint on tonight. So what I'm going to be using for a stain is a weathering mix from Hunterline Products. This one is called Driftwood. All right, it's really cool stuff. And you really don't need a lot of stain to achieve a nice effect. This will dry lighter than what it seems right now, but that's okay. Okay. So the next piece I'm going to do is the scribe. I didn't brace it yet. It's still in its original piece here. The problem with the scribe likes to warp on you. So I'm going to stain it and then put a weight on it, because this one is not going to get any paint at all. It's just going to be raw wood. It will have painted trim and painted windows though. Okay. We'll weight that down. All right. So when we come back, we'll start the painting process. Okay, I'm getting ready to paint, and before I do that, I'm going to show you the colors I'm going to use. I always start with a base of gray, so I'm going to use a Bridgeport gray. The main walls will be regular white. The windows and trim is going to be an antique parchment, which is an off-white. Basically what I'm going to do is use I bought a grout sponge and I cut it up into small pieces, and this is how I'm gonna basically paint, is using a sponge. I'm going to just dip it into the paint, get most of the paint off, almost like dry brushing, and actually paint the panels, paint the walls with a sponge. So I'll start that process, and then the next video you'll see some progress. Alright, so as you can see, the gray is on, and now it's time for the white. So I'll try to do this and hold the camera at the same time. But again, when you're working with the sponge, you want to get most of the paint off. And then lightly. Lightly hit the wall. And the reason why I use gray first is I want to show layering, so it actually ages the wall even more. Alright, so that's how we sponge paint. See you at the next update here. Alright, so the painting is all completed. As you can see on this piece here, I put a sign on the building. And basically I put 4 colors on here. I started with the Hunter Line stain, hit it with white, hit it with gray, then white, and then I lightly went over, and you can see it there with the beige paint. Same thing with the trim pieces. Right, so the next step, I'm going to give all these pieces an oil wash, and tomorrow I will assemble. Alright, see you at the next update. Alright, so this is the oil wash I use. You can see this piece here I did already. And the oil wash really brings out like the little details on the wood, the nail holes and such. So I'll show you how. I'm not putting a lot on, just enough just to bring out the detail. and the oil wash really tones down the white. Alright, so see you at the next video update. Alright, welcome back. As you can tell, the workbench is a disaster zone, but I was able to get the walls assembled, roof on, weathered, and the only thing left is the actual windows and the light over the front door here. And that would be the last of this contest build. I'm going to add some last minute details to it and a little bit more weathering, but video 3 will be coming out tomorrow, and I'll explain how I did the entire build in video 3. Alright, thanks for watching.